right, let's talk for a minute about propagating. You'll notice here that I have several things just sitting in a windowsill in cups of water. And these are a few different plants here, and I'm going to kind of come in and show you what I have here. Don't mind my poison ivy hands from gardening this week. So here we have, you can see the roots developing in this cup of water, and none of the water is going to look super clean because they've been sitting here for a while. I do change the water out periodically, but it is what it is. And these are for Cynthia, and these were actually cut quite a while ago. And you just leave them to sit in the water and they will eventually grow roots, and then you can transfer them to soil. Then the next one I will show you is this. This is a combination of for Cynthia and Willow. And you can see sort of these lighter ones with like the little marks on them. Those are for Cynthia, and these are Willow with the longer leaves. And let's see if I can get a good look at this here. You can see what's happening. This glass is a little harder to see through, but this willow, let me pull one of them up here. You can see it growing roots. Isn't that crazy? Now these willow and these for Cynthia, the ones in this glass, these were cut in, I want to say February. I'd have to look back at my notes. Usually I cut them in February. I typically do this every year and try to propagate a few and transplant them. And I would love to make some sort of lovely living fence. It goes in different directions every year. All right, and then these here, you will see these are grapes. So they have this sugary substance that kind of comes off. It's a little bit interesting there. You can see it. But these I also cut in February. These leaves are new growth. The leaves on all of these, by the way, are new growth since I cut them. When I cut them and put them in these glasses, they were just sticks. So all of these leaves, and I typically will let one set of leaves, I kind of pull all the other ones off so that it doesn't take away from the energy that's going to rooting. But I will have one set of leaves that I will leave on each stick just to allow, you know, photosynthesis and all that stuff to take place, just to keep it alive, to know that it's alive. I will keep one set of leaves. So these grapes, and it is a little hard to see in the light here, these are not rooting yet. These take a lot longer. But by mid-summer-ish, I should have roots on those. I have not had super great success with transplanting those, but I have done it. And then one year I was doing really, really well and then forgot about them. So that was kind of sad. But that is just something I've been trying to do every year just to be able to put them where I want them. And actually everything on this counter has been transplanted at some point. These ivies, I will take cuttings from and just put them in water and they'll reroot, as well as this. It's a house plant that somebody gave me, and you can see that is exactly what I'm doing right here. And this one is probably, the water is the worst, but there's so many things in here that I can't take them out without making a huge mess. But you can see that they are starting to root in here. And so this is actually both of these plants, the one on the end, the ones on the end are here, and they are rerooting in this that I just keep by the kitchen sink window, basically. So that's how I propagate, and I can actually propagate majority of my herbs. So all of the mints, basil, rosemary, any of those, you just kind of take a pinch off and put it in like a small jar like this in the windowsill, and within a week or so it usually starts rooting. Then you can transplant it into some dirt and keep it going. So that's what I do, especially with all of my herbs. The other one that I did like this with sticks last year was elderberry. I actually propagated, I took, and these are like 12-inch cuttings or so, newer wood cuttings too, by the way. You want not old wood. But last year I did that with about 12-inch sticks of elderberry and propagated and created 6 new plants that are alive this year. I've actually seen them. They have new growth. So I'm really excited. I went from 3 elderberry plants last year to now 9 this year, and we'll see how those do this year. But this is something that, like I said, I usually start in very like late winter, right around February, March at the latest. I will take cuttings of different things and put them here in the windowsill, and it looks awful around that time, but nobody's usually coming over around that time. Holidays are over, so I have a bunch of sticks in the windowsill. And now they're starting to at least get some leaves, and they're starting to root, and I will actually be able to do something with them. But this is just, I don't know, something I enjoy in the winter. I think it's different from force blooming, which I also do with for Cynthia, where in this case you want just one set of leaves to help them sort of focus on the roots instead of the flowers. And that's the process of multiplying your plants. Thanks.